Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Chase again. Today for math, you're going to be responsible for completing your blue eye ready lesson and also completing a green one for the week, okay? And you're going to check Miss Alder's math page to see if there's anything else that she wants you to do. So I'm just going to do a little review lesson on some topics about finding equivalent fractions, okay? So we're going to take a look at my poster. When you see this, it's going to be Tuesday, March 24th, and you'll be responsible for your eye ready, okay? And we're still working on understanding equivalent fractions. So I just noted here that you might see something like, fill in the missing values to make the equivalent fraction true, okay? I like doing this because it's kind of like a puzzle. It's kind of fun, and I think that some of you guys will enjoy it too, because I know some of you guys like that kind of puzzly type of math. So, let's look at the first one. I have 2/4 times something equals 8/16. So I remember from the lesson yesterday that when I find equivalent fractions, I need to either multiply or divide by a fraction that has the same numerator and denominator, right? Or top and bottom. So I'm wondering, what did they multiply this 2 by to get to 8? 2 times what is 8? Well, lots of you might know. Others might do this. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 times 4 is 8, right? Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. Of course, I always want to check my work just to make sure. 4 times 4, is that 16? Yeah, so that works. 2/4 is equivalent to 8/16. Next one. 2/3 times what equals 12/18? Well, 2 times what equals 12? If I didn't know it, I could count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay? So, whatever I do to the top, I must do to the bottom. So 6/6, I just want to double check my work, is 3 times 6, 18? Yeah, it is. Cool. All right, next one. This is pretty easy, right? Ooh, except for it has a little blank here. Let's see how that's going to affect me. So 2/3 times something equals 6/something. So I have a missing denominator here. But I'm not going to panic because I'm smarter than that denominator, right? I know that both numbers here have to be the same. So if I figure out 2 times what equals 6, then I will also know what to put in this box, and I can figure out that denominator. So 2 times what is 6? 2, 4, 6. 2 times 3 is 6. Whatever I do to the top, I must do to the bottom. So now I can find this missing denominator by doing 3 times 3, which is 9. See, so you just want to double check and make sure your puzzle all works. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. So 2/3 is equivalent to 6/9. Okay? Over here, I have another missing box. Let's see if we can solve that one. 5/6 times something equals something with a denominator of 12. Okay, so now I have these two parts, right? So I'm going to find what's missing here. 6 times what is 12? Oh, I know. 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So now I have 5 times 2 is 10. Just going to check my puzzle, make sure it all makes sense. 5 times 2 equals 10. 6 times 2 equals 12. Perfect. So 5/6 is equivalent to 10/12. Last one I wanted to show, this other crazy one. Okay? I have something eighths times 2/something equals something over 16. Okay, well, I notice I have two values here that I can work with to help me find out what's missing here, right? I wouldn't start on the top because I don't know my other values, so I don't have enough information there, right? So here I can ask myself, 8 times what is 16? Well, 8 times 2 is 16, so I know that. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top, and I already have a 2 there. Oh, so actually, since I'm just making this equivalent fraction true, I can come up with my own numerators. So what times 2 equals something else? I could do lots of different things. Working with the number 4 is pretty easy, so I'm going to put a 4 up here for my numerator. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, since there was kind of a lot of missing spots there, I especially want to check my work. 4 times 2 equals 8. 8 times 2 equals 16. Perfect. All right, let's look at some division ones. Like I mentioned yesterday, you're not going to see a ton of these, but you will see a few, so it's just important to know how to do that. So this is saying 4/12 divided by something equals 1/3. So now I'm asking myself, 4 divided by what equals 1? And 12 divided by what equals 3? So I know this fact, 12 divided by 4 equals 3, right? And I especially know that because if I'm thinking of fact families, 4 times 3 is 12, so I know that's right. Anything I do to the bottom, I must do to the top, and I'm going to check my work. 4 divided by 4 is 1, right? Sometimes we get confused about that. If you have 4 things, you can only make one group of 4, right? So that's why 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 12 is 3. Perfect. How about this one? 6 divided by 2 6 divided by 2 over something equals something over 3. So, let's do the top first here. 2 divided by 2 is, if I have 2 things and I make a group of 2, I can only make one group, right? And this is pretty easy because actually I know whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. I'm going to check my work. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay. And I know I said this in my initial video, but I do want to remind you, if you think I'm going too fast, I kind of have to go a little fast because if the videos are too long, they're hard to upload. So you can always pause me and catch up to where you need to be, and then you can replay it. And you can always go back into the video and play it again as many times as you need for reminders, okay? The last part of this lesson I just want to tell you is to be familiar with the language. So that means, like, what are they going to say when they're asking these questions? So I'm giving you an example here. They might say, this model represents 2/3, right? I have 2 things shaded, and it's out of 3 total pieces. 2 out of 3. This one, 4 out of 6 are shaded, right? This model shows 4/6. It might say, use words to compare this model or explain this model using words or something, okay? I want to show you that 4/6, which I wrote it like this because you might see a fraction like that, has 2 times, or you could say twice as many equal parts as 2/3, okay? Because we multiplied this by 2 to get this. So what we did here is times 2 over 2, which gave us 2 times 2 is 4 over 3 times 2 is 6. Oh! So look, these models show the equivalent fraction, and I calculated that. I had to multiply that fraction by 2 over 2. I can also see that for each piece, there is now 2, right? This is the same as this, okay? So that's why 4/6, this one, has 2 times or twice as many equal parts as this one, Okay, so you're going to see that probably in your workbook soon, just so you know that language. All right, boys and girls, I miss getting to spend time with you, but I hope that you're getting something out of these lessons. I'll talk to you soon.